In this video, we're going to look at differentiation of inverse of hyperbolic function examples. We have questions on the screen. Let's jump right into them. So I write our solution here. The first question says we should find the derivative of y is equal to cos h inverse of 3 minus 2x. Now, before you even solve anything, there are three key equations that can help you solve problems regarding how to find the derivative of inverse of hyperbolic functions. And the first one is, say you have the inverse of the hyperbolic function of sine, which is sine h inverse of x, and you find the derivative. The relationship for that derivative is dy dx is equal to 1 over square root of x squared plus 1. The second one is, say you are looking for cos inverse of hyperbolic function of x. If you find the derivative, it's become dy dx is equal to 1 over square root of x squared minus 1. Then for the third one, you have the inverse of a hyperbolic function of tan. The derivative is dy dx is equal to 1 over 1 minus x squared. So these three relationships are very, very important to keep in mind. So in case of you want to understand how we got these derivatives, I'll leave a link to a video you can watch that can help you understand how to find the derivatives of inverse of hyperbolic functions. So back to our question. Now our question says we should find the cos h inverse of 3x minus 2x. This kind of question is a function of a function. Now, by the way, when do you know when something is a function of a function? So to show you an example, say you have something like cos h inverse of x. This is just a function by itself. But anytime you have something more complicated than x, say you have 2x, you have a function of a function. Or say you have cos x inside here instead of x, you have a function of a function. Or say you have x squared instead of x, you have a function of a function. So that could be in the form of cos h inverse of 2x. This is a function of a function. Basically, the idea is anytime you have anything other than a single letter, you have a function of a function. Okay, so let me clean up this space and solve this kind of problem. What this will mean for us is that we have to replace this with a single letter other than x, because we already have x here to help us simplify. So if we're replacing this with a single letter, we can just say let's u is equal to 3 minus 2x. So that y will be equal to cos h inverse of u. Now what we'll do is to take the derivative of both this and this. So doing that, we take the derivative of u with respect to x here. So that du over dx here is equal to, for differentiating this constant, becomes 0. For differentiating minus 2x, it becomes minus 2. While we have cos h inverse of u. Now if we're differentiating this, this becomes dy over du, and then this is equal to 1 over square root of u square minus 1. Very, very similar to what we had here, but because we had x here, in this case we have u, so we use it to replace x. So if you notice, this is du dx and dy du, but the derivative is simply dy over dx. Now use something called the chain rule here. So the chain rule is simply saying use your dy over du times du over dx. So if you notice, if you still cancel out du end up getting your dy dx back. So this is the chain rule. I'll still leave a link here in case of you want to understand how to use the chain rule. So from here we can quickly plug in our values we got before. So this is 1 over square root of u square minus 1 times minus 2. I'll clean up space before we continue. So that from here you can see dy over dx is equal to, if you multiply this and this, you get minus 2 divided by square root of u squared minus 1. But then if you notice, u is 3 minus 2x, so we can just plug in u back, so that we have minus 2 over square root of 3 minus 2x, and then square minus 1. So that's it for the first question. Now for the second question, you might want to pause the video and try to solve it yourself. Let's jump right in. So the second question is saying we should find the derivative of y is equal to tan h inverse of 3x over 4. Now this is also a function of a function, so I can represent it as u. So I'll say let's u is equal to 3x over 4. And then so that y becomes tan h inverse of u. So like I did before, I'll find the derivative of u respects x and y respect to u here. Here will be du over dx. Now du over dx here is simply 3 over 4. And then for this one, I find the derivative respect to u. So dy over du is equal to 1 over 1 minus u square. Okay, so now we can use our chain rule. Let me clean up space before we do that. So from here, dy over dx is equal to, now from our chaining, we know that this is equal to dy by du times du over dx. Plugging these terms back to the equation, we get dy over du is 1 over 1 minus u squared times du over dx is 3 over 4. So this is equal to, if you multiply this and this, you get 3 over 4 open brackets 1 minus u squared. Now we can simply plug in our value of u back. So our value of u, we know it to be 3x over 4. So that this is equal to 3 over 4 bracket 1 minus 3x over 4 and then square. So everything is in the denominator. Okay. So by next example, you can also pause the video and try to solve it yourself. Let me clean up space so that we can do it here. So for the third example, we have y is equal to sine h inverse of square root of x squared minus 1. Now in this case, we still have a function of a function. Let's represent this as h. So I can say h is equal to square root of x squared minus 1. Now this can be written as open bracket x squared minus 1 to the power of half. By the way, this is a function of a function by itself. But then if we want to write y, we can say y is equal to sine h inverse of h. So like we've been doing before, we can simply get the derivative of each of them here. So dh here by dx will be equal to, now since this is a function of function, a shortcut to do is differentiate inside the brackets first. The differentiate is as if it were a whole together. So if I differentiate inside the brackets first, if I differentiate x squared becomes 2x. So this will be 2x. If I'm differentiating minus 1, it becomes 0. So differentiating it as a whole, this power half comes down. So it will be times half times open brackets. The brackets will still be there. X squared minus 1 and then minus half. So that's dh over dx will be equal to, this cancels out this. And then we have x open bracket x squared minus 1 to the power of minus half. So I'll bracket this. So for here, if you're doing dy over dh, dy over dh will be equal to 1 over square root of h squared plus 1. So at this point, we can use our chain rule to solve the rest. Using our chain rule, our dy over dx will be equal to dy over dh times dh over dx. So picking these values, plugging it into this equation, it looks like dy dh is simply 1 over square root of h squared plus 1 times dh dx is x open bracket x squared minus 1 then to the power minus half. So that if we multiply this becomes x open bracket x squared minus 1 and then minus half. Then square root of h squared is simply using square root of x squared minus 1 squared. So this is square root of x squared minus 1 squared plus 1. So from here, you can notice that square roots can cancel out square here. Within that space, we can write dy over dx as equal to x open bracket x squared minus 1 and then power of half divided by square root of x squared minus 1 plus 1. So if you notice, minus 1 can cancel out plus 1 here, so that we have x squared. So that we can write this as equal to x open bracket, x squared minus 1 the power of minus half. Now at this point we have square root of x squared here. So square roots can cancel out square here. And then we have just x left, so that this x can cancel out this x. And then we have dy over dx of all of this to be x squared minus 1 to the power of negative half. That's the derivative of sine inverse square root of x squared minus 1. Let's take one last question and solve for the cosine inverse of exponential 2x. Like I paused the video and try to solve that one yourself. So for the last example, you have to find the derivative of y is equal to cos h inverse of exponential 2x. So like we've been doing before, this is also a function of a function. So I'll name it v. So I'll say v is equal to exponential 2x. And then the y becomes, as a consequence, cos h inverse of v. So if I take the derivative of h, the v over the x here is equal to 2 exponential 2x. While the y over the v here is equal to 1 over square root of v squared minus 1. So from here I can simply use the chain rule. I clean up space. Dy dx is saying that dy over dv times dv over dx is dy dx. So we already have dy dv and dv dx. So we simply plug them back into the equation. So this will be equal to 1 over square root of v squared minus 1 times dv dx is 2 exponential 2x. So this is 2 exponential 2x. And then this is equal to 2 exponential 2x times 1 is 2 exponential 2x divided by square root of v squared minus 1. So this is equal to, we plug in the value of v into this equation so that we have 2 exponential 2x over square root of, and value of v is exponential 2x. So this is exponential 2x open bracket 2 minus 1. So that you can write all of this as saying this is equal to 2 exponential 2x divided by square root of exponential. Now you can use 2 to multiply exponential 2x here. Then it becomes exponential 4x minus 1. So these are examples on how to find the derivative of inverse of hyperbolic functions. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share with your friends. Thanks for watching.